Good morning, everyone. Sorry for the delayed morning marketplace, but we are on West Coast time. A lot has happened since the last stream I did last week. Mike is no longer a bachelor. I was attacked by a stingray. I reset my computer, so hopefully we don't crash again. So thank you to Veerman for helping me with that. So yeah, all right. Shout out to Borland, Reed, Kyle, Stubbs, all everyone in the chat. Appreciate you guys for tuning in on a little bit of a short notice. Today, I want to make this morning marketplace a speculation morning marketplace. There is so much going on between all day, strike, and uh, Top Shot. Sorry. There's so much going on between the three of them, and I think there's so much to speculate on. And I kind of want to just talk about that right now, so we can fire through that first, and then we'll see where we are after that. Knowing me and my tendency to rant, we might be here for most of the show. But first of all right. So I want to start off with NFL all day because I think that's the one that's the most exciting. I think that people are super speculating and getting like really hyped. The Team Hold all day channel is just popping off 24/7. I can't even keep up with it. The people in there like Jay and Borland and DraftKings Guru, Stubbs, like all you guys are just throwing in just fire, like speculation, fire thoughts about like different players. Like it's a really fun time in there right now. And Roham tweeted out that something was happening soon. We had AJ tweet out something that was happening soon. And I think AJ is someone who tends to downplay things, which is a good thing. Like, do not let people run on speculation and get super out of control, excited, and build these expectations, and then let them down with a normal announcement. So I think All Days does a very good job at setting expectations appropriately. Um, but it seems like everyone's really excited, and I think one of the I think we have there's a good chance I think we're going to open beta. It only makes sense. They have to do it before the season starts. They're pretty much they have a bunch of packs. I think that they're ready to release from Series One. So I think we're going to see open beta. I think that's going to be exciting. What does that mean? I don't necessarily think that means we get this massive influx of users. If that's to happen, I think that happens once the season starts. But the big picture is we are taking another step forward, or All Day is. We're not on the team. I'm not a developer for All Day, but All Day is taking another huge step forward into entering the mainstream discourse by being open beta. Now people can tell their friends to join. Other people can go ahead and start to buy moments and get excited. Random people who might see an ad. I think it was Good Morning NFL. There's some NFL show that was sponsored by All Day recently. So if you see that ad right now, you can't go join. Even if you're someone brand new, you've never heard about it, and you're just trying to figure out what it is, you can't join All Day now. So I think if they're pushing ads out like that and kind of preloading already, I think open beta is a pretty much foregone conclusion. We know almost 100% that it's going to happen before the season starts. Season starting pretty soon. They need to be open before then so they can work out any bugs that might occur. So that's already happening. I think the other speculation that I think is really interesting, and let me see if I can find this on Twitter. So give me a sec. But I think the other speculation that is super interesting is the NFL has been releasing the like top 100 players in the NFL list right now, and as a result, we've seen. Yeah, I found it. Let me share my screen. So we've seen NFL All Day quote tweet these. So they're tweeting them out 10 at a time, the NFL, as you can see. So this one is the top 70 through 80. And the NFL All Day has quote tweeted these, and they have included a link that filters you straight to these players that are available on All Day. So as we see, if we look at this, we have Burns, Hendrickson, Cordell Patterson, etc. And as you can see, there's a decent spread of commons and rares. And I think the 70 through 80 is like the least diverse. There are not as many options, I should say. I think 80 through 90 and 90 through 100, there are a lot more options to choose from. So I think people in the channel and have been speculating, and I think it's uh, pretty possible that we see a challenge involving the top 100 players. I think we see it could definitely be tiered. There's enough rares and commons for it to really have legs where one of them doesn't get super like pumped and becomes very volatile and then absolutely crashes later, which obviously All Day and Top Shot and Strike and all of them are trying to avoid, because that hurts your economy long term. It may be short term fun and get people excited who own the moment, but you want moments to retain value. You don't want them to have these massive swings. So they have a good amount of commons available, good amount of rares. We know that there's probably, if they go to open beta, there's probably going to be a pack drop. If that happens, moments in that pack would probably be a good idea for new users. If they have any, hypothetically, it would be good for these new users for a challenge to happen so they can kind of get acclimated with All Day and the like possibilities of what you can do with it. So I think it's a pretty safe bet that that there's going to be some sort of challenge surrounding these. I think DraftKings Guru, shout out to him and shout out to Jay and everyone in that chat. But I think he was saying he thinks it's going to be like split up into 3 different challenges. So one after another, like one is like maybe like 50 through 100, and then they do like a 20 through 50, and then a 1 through 20 or something like that. Because obviously, as we go down the list, those players are like there's a higher probability that those players are going to be on All Day, because those are the marquee players on the site. So I think All Day is about to get really exciting. I mean, obviously, because the season's about to start, but on top of that, yeah, and shout out to Diamond. I saw you blowing it up on Twitter. There's a week-long sponsorship for Good Morning Football. And so I mean, there's a lot to already get excited about, but I don't think it's unreasonable to get even just a little more excited about everything, because I mean, I think open beta will be cool. I don't think it necessarily will bring tons and tons and tons of users or anything like that, but open beta is a good step. I think we got a pack drop coming, which could include some new players, which is always exciting, like getting that new Lamar Jackson, getting that new Christian McCaffrey. Those have been really exciting moments on All Day for me, at least. And I think a lot of people, like, we've been waiting for some of these marquee players to come out, and they're finally doing that. Like maybe they have like Juju in this new pack. I'm trying to think. There's 1 or 2 other players that still need a moment on All Day before the season starts. So, they only have a limited window of time. So I think we're going to see a lot happen building up to the season. I know I've heard Janie, the GM of Top Shot, speak multiple times that the best time, at least NBA wise, to acquire new users is the beginning of the season. So I'm sure we're going to see Top Shot do the same type of buildup. But if that's true, this is when All Day needs to strike. And so that means they need to get into open beta, start like just doing sponsorships, marketing, all this stuff that they're doing. So I think this stuff is super exciting. I mean, But I mean, this is the list put out by the NFL, Borland. It's not. I mean, all day is they're just the messenger. They're just potentially using it for a challenge. And also shout out to Jaron for becoming a member. Met him in Vegas. Super super cool guy. Appreciate you. Um, but yeah, so right off the bat, that's my NFL all day talk. Uh, yeah, Chase Young. I mean, I'm so excited. I'm so excited about all day. And on top of that, that's just one third of the excitement right now, which is crazy because I mean, I think things have been a little dead lately. Um, there hasn't been like NBA offseason has had its drama and stuff. NFL offseason, I think like ramping up to the season has been kind of exciting, but it hasn't been like nothing's been super crazy. So, oh wow. Went ahead and pulled the trigger on the only Burrow rare last night. Think he's underpriced still compared to the other rare QBs. Yeah, so I kind of agree with that, Thomas. I had a rare Burrow and I sold it for like 200 when he popped up in the first challenge, and I wish I didn't. I pulled him in a pack. I wish I just went ahead and kept it. Um, New channels being added to the NFL all day. Main Discord resources, FAQs. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I think every single sign is just screaming that all day is ready to take this to the next step, which means open beta, could mean a pack drop, could mean some challenges. Rumble's coming out soon. Like this is the time to get excited. So, I mean, it's hard enough to keep up with that and like not and like it's super exciting. That's all I have to say. But then on top of that, today, starting today and for the next 3 days, we have the UFC lights out packs that are dropping. So the first one is at 11 a.m. Pacific time, and it's the Sean O'Malley base pack. There's 4,100 packs for sale, which is not a ton of packs, honestly. So I with all of these, there's a maximum of one pack per collector for the first 30 minutes. I'm so curious if this first pack will even, if everyone will even get a pack. I would be kind of surprised if it didn't sell out and there weren't people that didn't get anything whatsoever. Uh, but I mean, I don't know. I'd be down to take 2 packs as well. But so we have 3 packs. We have the Sean O'Malley base packs today. You have an 83% chance of getting a Sean O'Malley contender moment, his first contender moment, and 2 others, about a 17% chance of getting a challenger and a 0.3% chance of getting a champion moment. And it's a Rampage Jackson moment, which is pretty cool. And then tomorrow, the odds increase and there's less packs. So only 675 packs, $60 for these packs. These will definitely sell out. There's no chance someone's getting 2. You have a 98% chance, or basically a 99% chance of getting the Dan Henderson Challenger moment. But you do have a 1.3% chance of getting the champion moment, which is pretty cool. Once again, I'm a big fan of lottery packs when they're done right. And I think doing the guaranteed challenger is always, or rare, is always a super cool thing because like I mean these common packs, I think they're priced correctly as well. But I mean if these packs were just a little bit more, it'd start to get a little rough. I think the Sean O'Malley contender will go for like $5, $6, $7 maybe. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I think the $60 where you're guaranteed a rare, so you're not just getting absolutely punched in the gut if you don't like hit the jackpot. I think that's good. I think it's what we saw with those trade ticket rare packs that were I think 40 tickets each. And if you got a rare, you're kind of losing some money, a little bit, but you're getting to roll the dice for a champion, for a legendary. And I think that's the right way to do things. I would think I would think the mint of the Hendo has got to be 675 because each pack has one. So that's a pretty rare to say the least. I haven't seen any strike advertising. So they didn't do strike advertising on the actual like watching fight night from home, but at fight night they had advertisements. Someone on Twitter posted something. I think it was either in between fights or maybe it was before something, but they had a big uh, ad that they played about strike. And in general, I think in terms of acquiring new users and just getting people interested or even just getting that name recognition and exposure out, I think UFC Strike is probably doing the best. Partly because UFC is under one umbrella. It's very easy for them to work with the UFC. I would imagine that Dana White is more of a just make sure this makes me money type of guy than trying to be super paying attention to all the details and making sure everything goes through approval. Because I think he trusts the strike team, and on top of that, like this is a company that's attached to the NBA and NFL, and the UFC is not nearly as big as them. So if they already have those licenses, I think the UFC knows that they're in good hands, and clearly they are. And then day 3, which is even crazier, you will get there are 450 packs. It's a $200 pack, a little steep. One pack per collector. Obviously, this is going to sell out. And there is a 90% chance you get all 6 lights out contender moments, which I think is pretty cool. I think the lineup of these moments is pretty solid. And then you can get a Usman challenger moment, which if you're not super familiar with UFC, Usman is probably the pound for pound, like best fighter alive. It's him or like Volk. But I mean, Usman's one of the best fighters right now. He's a reigning champion. He fights Saturday against Leon Edwards. I would think he is extremely favored to win. I don't really see Edwards pulling out an upset. So having his challenger moment, which will almost certainly be in some sort of challenge for this upcoming Saturday, I think is pretty cool. And then you have a 10% chance at pulling a champion moment. And you get an Usman challenger moment as well, which is like, that one's crazy. It's a tough one, Stan. So Usman looks like he's gonna be out of 450. Or maybe they hold some packs back, so maybe he's out of like 500 or 600, something like that. But I think he's going to be worth a pretty penny. He's one of the greatest fighters ever. I don't know, and I think he's going to be immediately in an upcoming challenge. So I think there's going to be maybe not 200, but I can't see him dipping super far below that for sure. And once again, you're paying the 200 to roll the dice for that champion moment, which in this case, I mean, if you hit the champion, you've truly hit the jackpot. And I mean, I guess the more I think about this, the 200 pack, I think is a W no matter what, because you're getting that Usman challenger moment, which I think will be like 150, maybe more. And then you're also getting another challenger moment, either the Dan Henderson or Valentina. So, I mean, between the two of those, like, I think, and you're getting the contender moments, 6 of them. Let's say they cost like $4 to $5 each. That's like 20. Usman's 150. The other challenger moment, like worst case scenario, is 30. That's 200. And I think there's a very strong potential that they could all be higher, significantly higher than that. So I think it's more of if you can get the pack, but I mean, I'm trying for all 3 packs. Orion's asking if today's pack is plus EV. I think so. I mean, I haven't crunched any numbers. I'm lining up regardless, but you're going to get a Sean O'Malley contender moment, his most accessible one for sure. Because the only other moment he has right now is his debut, which is $60. It's a rare, or maybe it's 57 now. I haven't checked in a bit. And then you get 2 other contender moments, And these are, once again, fighters that are pretty sought after. I believe, I want to say Holly Holmes won. I think Emmett is getting his first moment as well, which is pretty exciting. And he's super into UFC Strike, which I think is really cool. I made a meme about his moment. He was a fan of that. He seems to be tapped in. And just in general, I mean, it's super exciting to see all these fighters that have been really excited about UFC Strike. You know what else? Yeah. Shout out Weisberg, who just continues to run hotter than the sun. There was a stress test yesterday to fix things in the queue, and UFC Strike even said, they said, hey, don't feel obligated to buy a pack. We're just testing the queue. If you want to jump in and help us, that's great. But don't feel there's no reason to buy a pack, because it was a $50 Series 1 pack. You had a chance of pulling a challenger such as McGregor or I believe Islam, and like there was Masvidal, and like there's some bigger challengers that were worth a pretty penny that would be worth a lot, but you didn't have great percentages. And Weisberg pulled a champion moment, and Anderson Silva champion moment too, which is probably one of the best moments on the site. And he has just been running insanely hot. So shouts out to Weisberg for continuing to hog all the luck. But yeah, congrats to Weisberg. I still can't believe that. That's sick. I did not even get a pack. I think they only sold about 500. And once again, they were just testing out the queue. So, and yeah, I mean, Weisberg, that's why at Team Hold we're max packs, because max packs gives you the maximum opportunity of hitting something crazy. And if you just constantly max out, statistically speaking, you'll eventually hit something. I mean, that's why I pulled a jersey number, is because, I max packed, and in my last pack, I got the jersey Darius Garland. But, you got to play those percentages and just accept the fact that you're rolling the dice. And like, statistically speaking, most of the time you're going to take an L, but when you hit that W, it's hopefully worth more than all those L's. But yeah, so UFC Strike is happening. Pack drop, super exciting. On top of that, I think we're gonna have a challenge involving Usman and Leon Edwards. I think there's a good chance we see Tom Aspinall involved in that as well. Let me share my screen again. So let's look at the card. Oh, yeah. So we're good. So we have Usman. Let me zoom in on this so we can see that. All right. So we have Usman and Edwards fighting for the title. I mean, Usman will have a challenger moment. Edwards already has a challenger moment, sitting at around $50-ish. So I think there's going to be some sort of challenge involving him. I do think Tom Aspinall is going to be involved as well, because he was in the last drop and he hasn't been used in a challenge. So I think that will be really interesting to see if that's the case. I scooped one. He's like the cheapest challenger right now because he got injured very tragically as well. And that's not a financial advice to go pick him up. But the cheapest challenger, he's a top tier fighter, and I think he will come back and be still good, still have a chance at competing for the title. Maybe his chances are hurt a little. Costa and Rockhold, I mean, cool fight to watch. Neither of them have moments. Same thing with Aldo. Let's see, prelims. Who else has a moment? I'm trying to think. I mean, maybe I haven't looked at this. Fletcher will be fun to watch. I mean, this is gonna be a really good card. I'm very excited about this. But yeah, the only moments that are on the site are Edwards and Usman. They're both going to have challenger moments, and I would imagine there's some sort of challenge between them. But I also want to talk about, because we're talking about speculation, two upcoming fights. So UFC Fight Night, we have Gane versus Tuivasa, and both of them have Series 0 moments, contender moments. And as you know, UFC Strike is intent upon burning. Oh, yeah. Aldo does have a legendary, could be a cheat code. Definitely, almost for sure, definitely will be. Um, and honestly, it would not surprise me at this point that Anthony Edwards got into the ring. He seems to be just a pure athlete. So, but so we have Cyril Gone, Tuivasa, both have Series Zero moments, and as we know, UFC Strike has been aggressively burning Series Zero moments because the original mint count of those was around 24,000, and then Series One, the highest mint count is 12,000. So as a result, I think the UFC Strike wants to get to a point where the mint count is lower than Series One, in my opinion. Also, real quick, the marketplace is now actually kind of dope. The filters are better, the searches are better. You can look at a fighter's stats, like the circulation and how many were burned and all that. So the reason I want to talk about, like, bring this up is because if we look at Gone, I believe, and Gone has a champion moment too. If you're looking for a cheat code, he's probably going to get one for this. So he only has 667 burned, barely any. It's not going to make a dent out of 24,000. And I think Tuivasa is pretty similar. Let's take a look. Tuivasa, yeah, almost identical. Both around less than 1,000 burned. And yeah, Reed, they just pushed this massive change yesterday. Everything is like so much better. Like, I cannot stress enough how happy I was yesterday just seeing this, because using UFC Strike has been like pulling teeth until now. But as you can see, both of those moments have barely any burned, and they're fighting each other soon. So Tuivasa already has a challenger moment, and Gone has a champion moment. So I think what they're going to probably do, speculating, is that I think they're going to do a burn challenge where we see 5 Gone and 5 Tuivasa required, and maybe they give you a Gone challenger moment. Although the one thing I will say is that, so with this last fight, they have a challenge that's going on that's about to end, where you need both the Diaz brothers and Bobby Green, who are all 3 fighters from San Diego. And if you let me pull it up. If you collect all 3 of them, you would get the winner of the Dominique Cruz Vera fight. So whoever was the winner, you would get a challenger moment of that player, which I think is really cool, because, I mean, who wants to have a challenger moment of someone who loses? I mean, that's pretty rough. I think if that was the case, and let's say they decided that Dominique Cruz was going to be the challenger moment and then he lost, I think you'd see a massive sell-off once that happened. So I do think there's going to be some sort of burn challenge with Gone and Tuivasa, but I don't think they would lock in and say, hey, it's a Gone challenger moment, even though, I mean, that's the hole they need to fill, because Tuivasa already has one. But I don't think they lock in and say, hey, a Gone challenger moment you can get if you burn before the fight even happens. So maybe this challenge is announced after the fight if he wins. So maybe it's something delayed. Maybe they just do a collection challenge and give out packs or something for this fight night, because they tend to not want to do fandom moments from fight nights, and they shouldn't. So I think we're going to see some sort of burn challenge around Cyril Gane and Tuivasa. I've been stacking and making sure I'm in a good position for them. And then UFC 279, we have Chimaev versus Diaz. And both of them have moments, except Nate Diaz has a 1,420 challenger moment. And if we look at the the Hamzat moment, we'll see that it is one of the most expensive. It is the most expensive challenger moment. It's more expensive than some champion moments, and it's only out of 336. So realistically, it would not make sense for UFC Strike to do a challenge where you needed both of these challenger moments. So what I think they're going to do is I think UFC Strike is going to go ahead and do a challenge where you need a Nate Diaz challenger moment, and then you have to burn like 5 Hamzats, and then you get the reward, whatever that is. Or maybe and then on top of that, the challenger Hamzat is like a cheat code. Or maybe you need the Hamzat and one other moment or something like that. Or the Hamzat challenger and the Nate Diaz challenger, and you don't have to burn. So I think they're going to do something around that, which will be pretty exciting. I mean, Pickett's fighting, he has a contender moment. Cute Lava's fighting, he has a challenger moment. Barnett is another Series 0 fighter that has a Series 0 contender fighter. Trying to think who else. Is there anyone else? That's it. Yeah. So I mean, there are some options here, but I'm really, really excited to see not only see this fight, but see what UFC Strike does. And I mean, that's one of the exciting things about UFC Strike is there's no off season, so it's just constant speculation over here. Like you can literally just go as far forward as you can and look at the fights and see if you can figure out what you think a challenge is going to be. And it's been a lot of fun. But yeah, I think the Gun to Avasa burn challenge is definitely going to happen, where you need like 5 and 5, I would think. And then I think there's going to be some sort of Hamzat challenge, because Hamzat's one of the most valuable contenders on the platform, and no one is going to burn a Hamzat if they could choose something else. So the only way to burn Hamzats and reduce that circulation is to explicitly require him to be burned. So this is a opportunity for UFC Strike to do that. I don't think they pass up on it, because who knows how long they have to wait until they can do it again. Could be also be holding a Ty Rare or a Whitaker. Yeah. Does Whitaker have a? Oh no, he does. Yeah. I mean, maybe they have some sort of hybrid burn. I do like the hybrid burn thing that they did with the Patty Pimblett. I think that's cool, and I think they're just kind of testing it. So now that they know it works, I think they can be a little more aggressive with that. Catching up with the chat. Still wish they would make changes. Yeah. So I agree, Brandon, but they did add a search bar, which is nice. There's still a lot of improvement to be made, but this is such a massive, desperately needed improvement. I'm just so happy about that. What's up? The Stingray, the foot is it's healing. I'm on antibiotics, which have me a little feeling a little a little off. But the swelling has gone down. There's no pain or anything. It's just a wound that has to heal now. So, we survived. They tried to come after me like they did Steve Irwin, but we built different. So I'm not about to let a stingray take me out. All right. We talked about some all-day speculation. We talked about some UFC Strike speculation and the upcoming drop. Let's talk about Top Shot. All right. So I think Top Shot themselves have tweeted out recently, kind of teasing this run it back that's happening. I think we know. Oh yeah, because the Magic Johnson, he had his birthday. And Top Shot was like, "Hey, we have the Magic Johnson hook shot coming out as a legendary moment." And I think the reason they're saying that is because Run It Back is around the corner. Now, I do agree with Mike that they should definitely wait until the beginning of the season, like drop that day one or drop that week of the season starting. I think that's a great way to start off the season. But the counter argument to that would be, well, when the season starts, there's going to be flash challenges. People are going to be spending money. So maybe you want to have that Run It Back happen a little before. So people who spend money on the run it back will have time to recoup and be ready for the start of the season. So I kind of see it either way. I kind of agree with Mike that they should release it on at like the beginning of the season. But that being said, this will be the first beginning of the season where we have flash challenges. So maybe if they do like some crazy flash challenges for like some pretty cool packs and rewards, maybe we don't need to run it back to drop day one of the season. So with that being said, we know run it back's coming. We know a Magic Johnson legendary is coming, and I personally believe that we're going to see some sort of anthology player coming up as well. And that leads me to believe that the run it back packs, here's my speculation, short and sweet. I think run it back drops soon. I think they are going to be rare lottery packs like the ones we had with trade tickets. And you are guaranteed, when you buy the pack, you're either guaranteed a run it back rare or a Magic Johnson legendary. And maybe if they decide to do another anthology player, like maybe Larry Bird, maybe he's included in that as well. But I think it's going to be a rare pack, a rare lottery pack, where you buy the pack. Worst case scenario, you have a guaranteed run it back rare, which is going to be sick because they're all going to be from 86, 87. And then you have the chance of pulling the grail of grails, which is the Magic Johnson hook shot. And jumpsuit shoot, I kind of agree with that, but I believe they already stated when the first Magic Johnson drop happened, that this moment would be included with the run it backs. I may be mistaken there, but I'm almost positive that was the case. So they did the first drop for 4 moments, and there are 2 Magic Johnson moments left. We know the hook shot is the legendary one, and I think there could be another one, and I think both of those will be mixed in with the run it back packs. And honestly, I actually think it's pretty cool. Jump shoot. It sounds like you don't agree, but it's its own set. They're still adding to the anthology Magic Johnson set. But then on top of that, they're giving people a chance to like roll the dice. And if you miss, you still get like a very cool run it back rare. And I think the run it back rare is going to be minted to about like 870. Austin loves to have the mint numbers mean something, especially with like the run it back and archives. So I think we're going to see that as well, which is pretty cool. I wonder if what was I going to say? I do wonder if we get an archive drop. That would be pretty cool. But if we do get an archive set drop, it'll be cool as long as they do it right. Don't over mint it. I do think there will be burning challenges where you have to burn the archive moments from last year so they can kind of fix that mistake. But maybe when the archive chance happens, when the archive challenge happens, they're able to do hybrids. So they're like, okay, you have to have the Series 3 or this new Series 4 archive set, like these moments from it, and then you have to burn the last archive set, like some of those moments. So you're able to keep the new ones, but you burn some of the old ones, reducing the oversupply of last year and keeping the correct supply that they meant of this year. I think there's a good chance that MJ is coming at some point, Drew. I definitely don't think it's this year. I do kind of like this. If they had MJ come in 2023, I've been saying for over a year, Kobe comes to the platform in 2024. It's only right. August 24th, 2024 to bring Kobe. So if that's the case, you got to bring MJ in 2023. Like, how cool is that? But yeah, I think. Do you think you have to lock the archive to get an archive drop? So they're doing airdrops by quarter now, it seems. So I don't think you'd get an explicitly get an archive drop if you locked your archive set. I believe what's going to happen is you have there are two reward quarters. I think it's Q1 and Q3. If you lock before Q1 at a certain date, you'll get some mixed common packs that are not really associated with any set, uh, and and you'll get two common mixed packs for that. I do think if you have the archive set, maybe you'll be put on the allow list to make sure and guarantee you get moments or packs from this new drop. I think that's the new model moving forward. It's a lot more sustainable, so I understand why Top Shot is doing it. But yeah, I don't think there's going to be any airdrop. They've said there's not going to be any airdrops, and I don't think the rewards from locking sets are going to be set specific at all. So if you lock 3 common sets, you'll get 6 common mix packs. None of them will be associated with a specific set at all. No easy way to see if your whole set is locked on the site currently as well. Veerman brought that up. Top Shot is working on it. That's good to know. I think I do think the locking and the leaderboards has some work to be done. I think Pack Rip Ewing's blog helped, but there needs to just be lots of explicit instructions on the site. Like when you're locking, I think it just needs to be painfully, like, people need to be painfully aware that, hey, if I lock this team set, I get this bonus. Like, these are what these colors mean, stuff like that. Because right now, if you don't read the blog, you're kind of lost. And even then, you could read the blog and miss something and not understand how the team set bonuses work, and kind of like be in this position where you're trying to get in the top 750 and you don't understand how the floor for it is 10,000. And you're like, okay, well, I don't have $1,000 to spend. But in reality, those people didn't spend $1,000. They spent like 100 to get that team set and get that bonus. So I just think it needs to be a lot more explicit. Like, people really it needs to be extremely intuitive. And we're not there yet. We're not there yet for sure. He's a cover athlete for 2K this year. Wouldn't surprise me if he's doing Top Shot as well. Yeah, but he's the cover athlete for 2K23, right? So I would think we would get, if that's the case, we'd get MJ in 2023. Maybe a little bit before that, but I think if it's happening soon, which it could, I do think it would be I don't know, maybe just the like numbers guy in me is like, oh, you got to have Jordan in 2023. Like, it's just too perfect. Yeah, IRL rewards are going to be pushed by the team captains. We saw, I believe, the Strength in Moments, which is the Warriors. Let me see if I can find it on Twitter. Strength in Moments, which is the Warriors team captain and the Warriors like set. I believe they announced that they will be sending team set holders to every single Warriors home game, which is pretty sick. Oh gosh. And I also on top of that, just a huge shout out. Oh, Strength in Moments is what they're called. Yeah. So Strength in Moments members will be at every Warriors home game next year. I mean, that is so cool. That is so cool. I'm very excited about that. Yeah, Hawks are doing the same thing. I think, and Cheney said this is not me saying anything special, but I do think the team captains program has been a just insane, incredible success. And I think shout out to the team captains for just putting in so much work, because they are volunteers. They're not getting paid or anything like that. And there have just been some really, really cool things lately. I know the Orlando Magic one is doing a 5K, where if you live in the area, you can go run the 5K. You're entered for a raffle, etc. But if you don't, you can run a 5K virtually. you can still sign up to the actual 5K, which helps the charity, which is like the ultimate goal, which is really cool. And you can also participate and be entered in to win some like pretty cool moments. And so like the planning that the Orlando Magic, let me see if I can find them so I can give them a shout out to, because I was really here it is, the Packs and Pinstripes. I was really impressed with this. I thought this was so cool. Clearly so much work put behind it. Yeah, so they're doing the 5K. There's great prizes for anyone that wants to participate. And I would just say, if you want to read more about it, go to the Packs and Pinstripes on Twitter. They have the graphic here and then all the rules here, and it'll talk about how you can participate in a variety of ways. But I'm going to try to do that. I think that's really cool. I think, once again, these team captains are just absolutely crushing it. It's truly incredible what they're doing. It makes me want to do more for the community, to try and help. I know I recently did the charity stream with Packer Mahomans, and I think that was really cool. And I definitely want to do more of that. I think whenever we're able to better the community through this community, I think that's a really, really special thing, and that should be the goal of Top Shot. Because if we are really early and this thing's going to get way, way bigger, then I think part of our responsibility is to be a good example of what being a Top Shot collector means. And I think part of that is just like helping the community that you're part of. I don't know. I'm a big proponent of volunteer work and donating to charity and all that. So I think that's really really cool. I'm so excited about it. I will definitely be trying to participate in this, running the virtual 5K. I need to look into how to sponsor a youth runner. I don't know if I have the ability to do that, but I definitely want to look into that. Huge shout out to the Packs and Pinstripes team for just absolutely crushing it. And then, yeah, and just in general, I think a lot of these team sets are doing so much better than a lot of people, including myself, originally thought. I was a little skeptical. Like Weisberg is saying, these guys are not Top Shot employees. It's completely volunteer work. Top Shot is handing them a fat sum of money, and they're saying, hey, like, do something with this for the community. And a lot of people are rising to the occasion. So shout out to iRacer, shout out to Chewy. I don't know a lot of the other guys, but shout out to anyone that's like putting in the time and contributing to making Top Shot a better place. So yeah. I think I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here, guys. Sorry once again that it was a little later than usual. We are on West Coast time here, and I think the stingray on the foot plus the antibiotics has me a little off. And yeah. But thank you guys for tuning in. I hope we had some. I hope you guys enjoyed this speculation, and we are all excited about all this stuff coming up. I'm excited for the pack drop happening today for Strike. I'm sure I'll be tweeting it out, so feel free to tweet what you pulled. Weisberg, if you pull in our champion moment, do not tweet it at me whatsoever. I will block you. But I'm so excited. NFL all day. Things are really ramping up. Super exciting. UFC Strike seemed to really be like just hitting their stride, improve the marketplace just tremendously, continuing to burn aggressively, do exciting challenges, release like moments that are carefully curated and thought out. And then Top Shot, I think Top Shot is crushing it as well. It may not be as obvious, but that's because they have 3 years of what we'll call mistakes to fix, and turning that ship around or redirecting that ship takes a little longer than someone like All Day, who is in series 1 and can just be like, you know what? No more commons for any of these players. Like, if they have a common, then we're not going to release another. Well, they don't have to undo that because they never did it in the first place. Top Shot has 3 years of like Series 2 with the 7,500, 15,000, 35Ks, and 40K moments that they have to account for. So I do think Top Shot is crushing it just as hard. I think it's a little harder to see sometimes because, like I said, it's going to take a lot longer for the fruits of their labor to really show. But overall, I think Dapper is really hitting its stride. I think if you're a sports fan at all, these products are starting to become something that are truly desirable and something you are starting to not be able to ignore, which I think we have a long way to go, but I think that's very, very encouraging and very exciting. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in late, especially with not a lot of notice. And I'll see you guys around. Good luck with the pack drop.
Well, the Top Shot streets are